Amplitube 5 also revisits all the original Amplitube legacy gear, adding not only a fresh new look, but optimized internal gain structure and superior power amp speaker interaction to maximize their realism and feel.
Hi, and welcome. So first, let's see what they tell you in their manual.
Set your audio device's input gain so that Amplitube's input level meter is starting to go into the red, then back off just a touch.
So let's do this. But instead of using the gain knob on my interface, I set it all the way to the left and adjust the gain with Amplitube's input gain. This is easier for me and you can clearly see what I'm doing. Let's do this for my T-style guitar with passive single coil pickups. And also for my second guitar with active humbuckers. Now, the first problem is pretty obvious. Recording with so little headroom can easily lead to clipping if you're not extremely careful. There is also no need for it, since modern interfaces have a very low noise floor. But could you spot the second problem? Let's play both clips again, and remember that both instances of Amplitube have the same settings except the input gain. Now, to me, this doesn't sound realistic. In real world, I wouldn't expect that my single coil pickups drive the amp about the same as my humbucker pickups. This is maybe fine if you use presets and they should always have the same amount of gain, no matter what guitar you use. But it's not the right way to get realistic results. To get rid of this gain compensation, I simply set the input gain back to 0. Remember, I started with my interface gain at 0 and used Amplitube's input slider instead. So for you, this should mean that you simply turn your interface gain all the way to the left and leave it there, no matter what guitar you plug in. Let's hear what that sounds like. Way better. Let's see what happens when we switch to a different amp model. Well, we have preserved the characteristics of our guitars, but unlike the JCM 800 model, this doesn't sound right to me. Let's try an even more extreme example. This is not what I would expect from these models. They definitely lack gain. It seems like Amplitube has different calibration levels for different amp models. Because of this, I made a list with some suggestions. You can find the link in the description. But wait, it will not work if you just type the number in. So let me explain how it works.
First, set your interface gain of your high Z instrument input to 0, all the way left. Next, you need to find out how much headroom your interface provides on this input. You will find this information in the manual or specs of your interface or on the web. Now, you will need to add plus 0.79 decibels to this number. Next thing is to boost this value before the amp. I would suggest you do this with a separate gain plugin if you are inside a DAW or with the input slider if you use the standalone version. Congratulations! You now have this input calibrated to 1 volt AC equals 0 dBFS. The last step is to boost, cut the number from the list for your amp. If you are in a DAW, you can use again a second gain plugin or the input slider. You can also use a clean digital pedal or rack module for this, e.g. /booster, graphic, parametric EQ, etc.
Now let's try this with some different models.